Hey guys, Boy and Dilbeck here. Welcome to Retro Today. In this episode, we're going to talk about 5 things that are under $50 US dollars to get to your retro geek friend, lover, husband, wife, whoever they are, for Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate. So let's get started. Number 1, this is an awesome thing. It's called Playing with Superpower. So this is a book that you can get in 2 variations. You can get the hardcover for about $27, or you can get the softcover for $15. It's a book that is basically the Bible for the Super NES. It talks about the history of the console. It gives you original artwork of the games. It gives you the diagrams of the prototype systems, the original one. Like I said, it gives you the history of the console, of the accessories, of the games. It shows you the artwork of certain levels of certain games. It is just an amazing book. If you love Nintendo, if you love the SNES, this is definitely something you should put on your list. If you know, if you have someone in your family who loves it, this is definitely a must-have gift. So there are a few differences between the hardcover and the softcover. So the hardcover is actually shaped like a Super Nintendo cartridge, which is really cool. And obviously it's a hardcover, and the quality of the pages is better. So the softcover, which is the one I have, I went for the cheaper version. The content is the same on both of them. However, the quality of the paper on the softcover, definitely not the best quality. It actually resembles newspaper quality, when it comes to the paper. So, if you are a bit of a collector and you just like the visual appeal, go for the hardcover. If you just care about the content, go for the softcover. Like I said, the content will be the same regardless. Also, if you want to check out the content, check out my video on that actual book that I did. It's a bit of a review on it, and I go through a lot of the pages, so it'll give you a good idea of what to expect. The link for that video will be in the notes, so check that out. So the next item is the 8-bit DOE Cube speaker. So this speaker is it's really cool. It's obviously a retro style speaker. It resembles the NES. It's made by 8-bit DOE, who are famous for making products that have a retro theme. Usually they look like they belong to the Nintendo products. So this one is a Bluetooth speaker. Also on the top of it, you have a D-pad with 4 buttons. So one button is your play pause button. 2 buttons are to go next, and 1 is to go to the previous track. And then the last button is your on-off button. There is no volume button on this one. So to control the volume, you're going to have to control it with your phone or your tablet or however you're getting music onto it. It does have an auxiliary input, so you don't have to connect it wirelessly. You can just connect it via the cable that is also included. And for charging, it uses the micro USB port, and the cable is also included if you want to charge it. This is, again, a great addition to any retro geek. It's about $30. Links will be in the notes section. So like I said, if you are a retro individual and if you love music, this is definitely a must-have item on your list as well. So the next product is the NASPi Case. I did a video on this guy. So basically, if you have a Raspberry Pi, if you don't know what that is, the Raspberry Pi is basically a mini computer that's all on one board that's smaller than a cell phone. It's an amazing thing. I'll talk about that in another video as well. So if you have one, and if you love the Nintendo Classic Edition, the small one, this case basically is the NES Classic Edition case. It looks like it. It's very similar. It doesn't have quite the same dimensions, but it's very similar. And this is a great case. It works for the Raspberry Pi 2 and 3. It comes with its own board inside that will actually give you 4 USB 2.0 ports in the front and also an Ethernet port in the front. They are located where normally you would put in the NES cartridge. So you open up that flap and you got 2 USB ports there and the Ethernet port. And then in the front where you would normally plug in your controllers, you get 2 USB ports there as well for controllers if you want to use it. So it's a great case. It's great quality. I did 2 videos on this thing. Just check out my channel. Links will be in the notes section on all this. It also has room for a fan if you want to install a fan, which is highly recommended. Again, I did a video on this as well. So it's got room for that. It puts all the ports in the back. So unlike the Raspberry Pi, which has some ports in the back and some ports on the side, this actually, because it's got its own port inside, it locates all the ports to the back. So you have a clean case, and the only ports in the front are the USB ports and the Ethernet port. I do wish the Ethernet port was in the back, but if you're using wireless for the internet, it really doesn't make a difference. So again, great clean case. And something to put on your list for $30. You really can't go wrong with that. So the next thing, also made by 8BitDo, which is the NES30 Pro controller. So this is a gaming controller, which again looks like it's a child between the NES and the SNES controller. It is just, visually speaking, it is amazing. It goes well with the NASPi Case. I have both of them. It's a great controller. It feels really nicely in your hand. It's got a D-pad. It's got a select and start button. It's got 2 analog sticks. It's got your usual B, A, Y, and X buttons. It's got the L1 and L2 and R1 and R2 buttons. It's got a pair button and an on-off button. And also a micro USB port. That's how you charge it. And you can also use it that way if you want to plug it in and not use it as a Bluetooth controller, which is what it is. It's a Bluetooth controller. So it works with most devices. Check out my video. The links will be in the notes section. It's a great retro style controller. It also has lights on the sides that light up in a neon blue, which just completes the retro feel and the vibe. The price for the controller is $41, $42, around there, which again, considering what it is, what it does, it's really not that much. It's a great controller and something to put on your list. In your mind.
He is the only soldier.
Date of birth, unknown.
The only American.
Who is he?
Who is capable of defeating the secret Black Star Army.
So the last thing I want to talk about are ninjas. If you grew up in the 80s or even the 90s, you grew up with ninjas. Let's face it, we love it and it's amazing. And if you are a child of the 80s or the 90s, you must know the American Ninja. This is just an awesome franchise of movies. Again, this is not Shakespeare. It is what it is. It's your amazing 80s schlock. So for the first time, the American Ninja collection is available on Blu-ray, all 4 movies, which are about $28, $29, $30. The 5th movie is not included. And there's a reason for that, because the 5th movie is not part of the collection, so a bit of a history. They made the 4 movies, then Canon Studio, they made a standalone movie which had the same actor from the 3rd and the 4th movie, but it wasn't American Ninja. It was just a movie by itself. It dealt with martial arts, dealt with all that stuff. And then last minute, they decided to title it American Ninja 5 just to sell it. Basically, that's all it was. So American Ninja 5 does not belong in the American Ninja collection, and I'm actually glad they didn't include it, because that would actually recognize its existence in this franchise. So don't worry about it. It doesn't belong to the universe. Who cares? So going back to the collection, again, if you love this collection, if you love this franchise, you got to get this. So it comes with the 4 movies. Each movie has its own audio commentary, and then there's a giant feature-length documentary that talks about, everything, which is amazing. So if you love this kind of stuff, this is definitely something you should put on your list. And $30, $28, $29, $30 is really not much, considering you're getting 4 movies. So that's it, guys. That's my guide for 5 products that are under $50 for Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever it is that you celebrate. All the links are in the notes, and all the videos to some of these things that I already reviewed. Check them out. Also, check out my audio commentary on the American Ninja. On the first one, it's a good one. I will probably do all of them, maybe soon, coming up. So look out for that on my channel. And that's it, guys. Follow me on all the social media platforms. Just type in my name, Bojan Dulobek, or Dulobek Studio. Please like or dislike this video, whichever way you go. Please subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button, all that goodness. And that's all I got, folks. Stay tuned for the next video. I'm going to do a video that also talks about 5 gifts that are under $100. So if you want something that's a little bit more expensive but still not too expensive, check out that one as well. Thanks.